Ooh, thank goodness I'm getting my hair done soon because it's a raggedy mess. So today I thought I would talk to you guys about my relationship, because that's what I like to do on this channel. And I feel like a lot of you guys are subscribed because of the whole interracial aspect, the AMBW aspect. So that's kind of why I try to bring up topics about that a lot. I actually have a lot of videos I'm kind of hesitant to talk about because I don't want my whole channel to be like about race and things like that, but race is important in a lot of aspects. I don't want to make my channel all about that, but after being on YouTube for a long time, not consistently obviously, but I've been on YouTube for quite a while, and you guys have seen me in a relationship in the past and like how that all played out and stuff. And since then, even into this relationship that I'm currently in, I've gotten a lot of assumptions and I've gotten a lot of comments and questions, not just on Instagram, but I also get like DMs and Snapchats regarding, I guess, I wouldn't say regarding assumptions, but just questions or comments about our relationship. I get these comments even when I'm commenting on somebody else's video or somebody else's post. So yeah, so we're just gonna talk about some of the assumptions that Arnold and I get being in an why does that keep happening? In an interracial relationship. And Arnold didn't want to be in this video because he thinks that's gonna cause backlash. I don't think it will, but I mean, you guys will let me know in the comments. I have some other videos in mind that I know will cause some conflict, and he probably won't be in those either. But the number one assumption that I get being in an interracial relationship is that I don't like or don't date black guys, which is simply not true. If you watch my why I only date Asian guys video, I say that I don't dislike black men. I don't purposely date outside my race. For me in particular, it's not a preference. Like, I don't know, it's not like I don't only seek out Asian men. I don't dislike black guys. I dislike the way black guys treat black women on the internet. I mean, and in real life, but especially how it's portrayed on the internet. Kai's crying, but she's not there with her dad, so I don't know why she's crying. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah, so assumption number one debunked. I don't dislike or avoid dating black men. It just has only happened once. And I go into that in that video, like I mentioned, the why I only date Asian guys video. I go into that more, so I'll link that down below or somewhere if you guys have not seen that, and you guys can go check that out. And I explain kind of why that may look like that, but it's not true. Assumption number two is funny. I don't know. It's funny. Assumption number two is that I'm in an interracial relationship and I sought out somebody who wasn't my race because I wanted mixed babies. And I find that hilarious because for the longest time I didn't even want kids. So for me, like that's obviously not the case. And second of all, I always just assumed, like whenever before in the past, before I had a baby, whenever I thought about like what my kids would look like, I always just envisioned that they would look like me. But there's also like something I think about often when this comes up is that, oh, you just want to mix kids, or people, when I announced that I was pregnant or even before, and people talked about me having kids with Arnold, or even my previous partner, was that, oh, you guys are gonna have such cute babies together. And it's like, again, my narcissism would come out and I would think in my head, I would have cute babies with whoever I'm with. I never once have fantasized about having biracial children or light-skinned kids or anything like that. When I did decide I wanted kids, I just wanted kids to look like me. And I mean, I got the complete opposite of that because my baby looks nothing like me. But I don't know, I never envisioned mixed babies, never fetishized having mixed babies, none of that. Number third assumption is that when I'm dating an Asian person, that their family doesn't like me or wish that they were dating an Asian person. And this is not like, I can't 100% confirm that that's not true, but based off of my experiences with dating Asian men, I have never felt that way. I've never felt that like the person I was dating, like their parents didn't like me, or that they wish that their son was dating an Asian girl. Never gotten that feeling in my life. Thankfully, I think that's tight. I think a lot of people, especially, like I said, I'm from Seattle, a lot of people are very open-minded. Like Arnold is Laos and Thai, so like, and Arnold's mom is Laos and she's married to a Middle Eastern man. So, oh my god, my battery is really gonna die. Story of my life. So yeah, I never felt that like I wasn't welcomed into someone's family, or that their family didn't like me or anything like that. There have been some incidents or situations where we had differences in some way, but I'm gonna do a separate video on that. That only really ever came up after we had a baby, but I'll bring that up in like a different video. Yeah, and as far as I know, that's never been the case with someone I'm dating's parents not liking me or disapproving of me. Everyone I've ever dated, their parents seem to have loved me. I mean, I've never had an issue or anything with anybody's parents. I feel like that would make things super uncomfortable. Like, not saying that I wouldn't be in a relationship with someone if my mom didn't like them, but it would be very awkward, and it probably wouldn't last long because it would be weird. Yeah. But yeah, as far as I know, they didn't prefer an Asian girl over me, as far as I know. Number 4 assumption is that I have an Asian guy fetish. Which, I've gotten this even when I was like in high school. People thought I had like an Asian guy fetish, and I didn't even know what that meant. Like, people would say like yellow fever and stuff to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? Because I liked K-pop back in the day. I'm not a K-pop fan anymore. I don't really listen to K-pop now. But back in the day in high school, I was obsessed with K-pop. Couldn't tell me anything about K-pop. I was a K-pop stan. But no, I don't have a fetish for Asian men. Like I said, I like men that treat me well, treat other women well, treat black women well, men that are good and driven, and things like that. I don't even know where I was. So we're gonna just go to the next assumption. And then that is that I only support, or I only like interracial relationships, and obviously that's not true. Obviously I support love. Like, I don't care if somebody doesn't think an interrelation, why can't I not say that word? I don't care if somebody thinks that like they would never be in an interracial relationship, or like they think it's wrong or whatever. Like, I don't care what other people think about it. If you don't see that yourself would ever be in an interracial relationship, that's completely fine. Again, referencing my video, that was kind of like a big discussion, because in my video I said that I thought it was kind of racist to have a preference on like race, and a lot of people felt like that was wrong, and like they felt like it's not they felt that my statement was wrong, and that there's nothing wrong with having a race preference. And I was like, oh, okay, if you guys don't think there's anything wrong with having a race preference, and it's not racist, and it's kind of like, they equated it to, a lot of people equated it to being like, to only liking tall guys, or only liking fit guys, or whatever. And I was like, oh, if that's how most people feel about it, maybe I've just been wrong this whole time. I just always thought it was racist to say like I would never date a black person, or I would never date an Asian person, or I would never date a white person. I guess that's because you're like excluding someone because of their race. Isn't that racist? But I don't know. But yeah, I don't care if people don't support interracial relationships, as long as they're not hurting people. Like, if they don't want to be in one, like, nobody's forcing you to. As long as you don't hurt people or talk down people or harass people who are in interracial relationships, then I do not care. And as long as you're not putting down other races, then yeah, I don't care. I don't care if another thing. My camera cut off, but what I was saying was I really hate when people make those videos, usually black guys, make those videos about them preferring like white women, Latino women, Asian women over black women. I really hate those videos. I know you've seen them like on Twitter or TikTok.
First off, none of y'all are cute. Y'all all look like y'all smell like sweaty balls, mustard, and cheese. And y'all probably don't let hot water run in between y'all ass cheeks.
It's now 2:20 a.m. As you can see, I finished my makeup at some point after my camera died. And I was just not in the mood to finish the video. But then I figured, out of all the attempts that I made to try to complete this video, I'm just gonna complete it. So, has anybody ever tried these makeup removing towels? I don't really know. Actually, I don't think it works. I feel like it's like a regular towel. Another assumption is that like our cultures are really different. And I don't think our cultures are that different actually. I mean, obviously his family's culture is Laos and Thai, and mine is Black American, African American. But Arnold grew up American, like very American. He loves burgers, he loves steak. Of course he loves Thai food and Laos food, but he loves football, played football in high school. He listens to like rap music, trap music. So like in terms of like that, like our cultures are not that different. He likes American stuff, and you know, I'm American, I like American stuff. Whatever that is, you know, American cultures are, oh my god, look at these bags. I need to go to bed, oh my god. Like I said, it's 2 a.m. and I need to be up, goal is to be up by 7, so I can start getting some work done. But yeah, I don't think our cultures are that different. Of course, he has like traditions and things that I don't have, and so do I, and we have like some cultural differences in terms of like holidays and stuff, I guess, like that. Like my family's really big on like American holidays. Like my mom loves holidays. Arnold's mom doesn't really. I think she's getting more into holidays now that Kaya's here, and she likes to celebrate things for Kaya, but they're not really big on like stuff like that. But other than that, we're both American. Oh, baby's awake, I have to hurry. One more assumption is that like Arnold is dating down, dating outside of his race. I've gotten this comment before where it's like he'd be better off dating an Asian girl. I guess it depends on what you determine is dating down. I guess if you are only basing it off of race, kind of racist. I don't know. This is no shade to my fiance, but it's like I could see if Arnold was like a doctor or a lawyer or you know, something like that, and then like let's say I work part-time at Foot Locker, I guess that would be like dating down in terms of like work and like status, I guess. You know, it just depends on what you see as down and up. And like I'm not here to like sell myself or anything, but like I went to college, I have a good paying job, I do pretty okay for myself, so it's like I don't know what people would consider dating down. I guess they're only going based off of my race, which again is, I feel like is racist. But I mean, I could see if our lives were that much different. We both have our flaws and we both have our strengths and weaknesses, so I don't think he's dating down. I don't think I'm dating down. And then the last one is that now we don't talk about race. We talk about race a lot, actually. We talked about race a lot before I got pregnant, and a lot while I was pregnant, because it was a whole Black Lives Matter movement, like the May and June of 2020, and I gave birth in September. So we had a lot of conversations about race, and we still do. We will probably continue to have conversations about race. Look at baby. Look who woke up. She's gonna need a quick diaper change and some milk, huh? Yeah. We're just talking about some assumptions. You actually do look like mama. You don't look all like Dada. You look like mama too. You look like mama too. She looks like her mommy. These bags gotta go though. Like, that's embarrassing. Where's my eye cream? Not me being up at like 3 a.m. making noise. Why are you focusing on the baby? Yeah, so we talk a lot about race, and we are constantly learning from each other. We constantly learning about each other's, you know, backgrounds and each other's families, and we're constantly learning from each other and about each other. So that will never stop. That will never not be a conversation in our relationship. You love looking at yourself. Is it because you're so pretty? You have crazy hair, but you're so pretty. Yeah, that conversation will never end, because we will be raising, you know, half Asian kids together, half Black kids together. So we're always gonna have to have a conversation about like how we can make sure that they feel safe and heard and validated, and that we understand their experiences as, you know, being an Asian kid or being a Black kid, you know, separate from one another, if that makes sense. Like, because I never want to tell Kaya how she's gonna, like, what she's gonna experience. I'll try to give her, you know, my experience as being a Black woman, but I'll never be able to tell her like what her life's gonna be like, because she is gonna have two different, I don't want to say two different cultures, but she has two different sides of her that are not the same, and that people are going to see, and that eventually she's going to see. So we always try to figure out like how we would deal with that if something came up, or we value each other's perspectives growing, like, and how we grew up. I think those are all the ones that we get the most. But if you guys have any other questions, comments, concerns, please leave them down below. And you might as well subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because you're already here. And if you made it this far, why not leave a comment? Why not like? Why not subscribe? You know, I will see you guys in my next one. Hope you guys liked this video. If you didn't, if you want to have a conversation, let me know. Leave me a comment. I will respond, most likely. I almost always respond. Bye. Say bye, bunny. Say bye, bunny. Bunny. Oh. Bye, guys.